You want to come up here? That's a good boy. Okay. Hey everybody, welcome back to Gravy Acres. Today I am mixing up another batch of fermented grains for the chickens. I like to ferment grains. It's a really easy process. What you're gonna do is you're gonna get some chicken feed or grains, put it in a 5-gallon bucket, preferably food grade, add water to it, and then let it sit and bubble and get sour for about 48 to 72 hours, and then you're gonna feed it to your chickens. It's really a great way to improve their gut health. The fermentation process itself creates a beneficial bacteria that allows for easier digestion and makes the nutrients in the grains or your chicken feed more bioavailable to them. And anecdotally, I've noticed that the egg yolks are darker and the whites are creamier, and the eggshells crack really easy, and they seem a little denser. So I have 6 different grains that I mix up. Like I said, you can use regular chicken feed, but I enjoy buying these different grains because I've noticed that the cost breakdown is cheaper than if you're gonna buy it from the Tractor Supply. The biggest take from fermenting grains is that your chickens are gonna eat less because the nutrients are more bioavailable, and they're gonna drink less. So it's cheaper to ferment your grains, and that's why I do it every single day in the spring and fall whenever they're molting, and in the summer and winter I provide dry feed for them all the time, and otherwise I'm just going to give them fermented grains a couple times a week for the extra protein and extra fat. The serving size really depends on how many chickens you have in your flock. So a general rule of thumb is a 1/4 cup of feed per chicken every single day. I do a little less than a quart per grain in every 5-gallon bucket. If they don't eat it in one day, that's great. I can save it back for the next day. I just put it in the refrigerator with some liquid in it, and it lasts even longer, so that's great. The first grain I have is whole corn, whole barley, split green peas, whole chicken wheat, whole oats, and last but not least, black oil sunflower seeds.
So with any fermented food, you don't want to use tap water. Tap water contains chlorine, and chlorine's going to kill off any of the beneficial bacteria that we're trying to grow during this process. It is suggested to use filtered water, whether that be a carbon filter, reverse osmosis, or even collecting rainwater. I have heard of people filling up buckets and putting it out in the sun to evaporate the chlorine, but I don't know if that's going to actually work, so I suggest a filter. A helpful tip that I just picked up on is to reuse your fermenting liquid, and that just involves pouring the liquid from the one that's done into the new one that you just filled with fresh grains and or feed. Just ensure that the last batches haven't had any mold in them and that the grains are completely submerged. Once you've completely submerged your grains, go ahead and loosely fit a lid on top. You don't want it airtight, you just don't want any mold spores falling in. If you do decide to do the revolving batches, it's best to label your lids by the hour, 24, 48, and 72, so you don't get confused. The ideal temperature for fermentation is between 60 to 85 degrees Fahrenheit, and by the 3rd day you should have an active fermentation that's bubbling and smells a little sour. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions, and subscribe for more chicken keeping tips.